Hello and good morning. I am Rima, tutor at Triple M College of Nursing, Department of Mental Health. In this video, I'll be discussing with you about the nurse's responsibility for a patient receiving mood stabilizers. So before we go on to the main topic, that is nurse's responsibility, we'll first now see a little bit about the medication. Mood stabilizers are used for the treatment of bipolar affective disorders, and the commonly used drugs in the treatment of mania includes the following: lithium, carbamazepine, and sodium valproate, while lithium is the drug of choice. Lithium is an element which was first developed by F.J. Cade, and it is the most effective and commonly used drug in the treatment of mania. Now let us see the indications. Like I have earlier discussed, it is used for acute mania, prophylaxis of bipolar and unipolar mood disorders, schizoaffective disorders, cyclothymia, and other medical conditions, for example, cluster headaches. Let us see availability of lithium. Lithium is available in the market in the following forms, that is lithium carbonate, available as 300 mg tablets and 400 mg sustained release tablets. Lithium citrate, that is 300 mg per 5 ml, available in the form of liquid. Dosages administered per day will range from 900 to 2100 mg, which is given in 2 to 3 divided doses. Blood lithium level. So the therapeutic level is 0.8 to 1.2 milliequivalent per liter. This is maintained usually for the treatment of acute mania. Prophylactic levels, that is 0.6 to 1.2 milliequivalent per liter, maintained for prevention of relapse in bipolar disorder. While toxic lithium levels is greater than 2 milliequivalent per liter. Now let us see some of the common side effects of lithium. In this video, I'll be discussing the side effects in general. However, you may categorize these side effects according to the system, such as neurological symptoms, renal, gastrointestinal, etc. So moving on to the side effects. Common neurological symptoms include tremors, motor hyperactivity, muscle weakness, coccygeal rigidity. Coccygeal rigidity means passive movement where the muscle is stiff but have tremors in the same muscle when it is at rest. Seizure and neurotoxicity. Common renal side effects include polyuria, polydipsia, while gastrointestinal symptoms include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and metallic taste of the medication. Common endocrine symptoms include like abnormal thyroid function, weight gain, also goiter is seen with the medication. Dermatological issues include like acne eruptions and exacerbation of psoriasis. Possible teratogenic effect is also seen during pregnancy and lactation. Now let us see common symptoms of lithium toxicity, which includes ataxia, that is impaired coordination or balance. Hoarse tremors, it means a tremor in which the amplitude is large and the oscillations are irregular and slow. Other symptoms include nausea and vomiting, impaired memory, impaired coordination, nephrotoxicity, muscle weakness, convulsion, muscle twitching, dysarthria, that is slurred speech, lethargy, confusion, coma, hyperreflexia, nystagmus. It means involuntary movement of the eye, which may cause the eye to rapidly move from side to side or up and down. Now, let us see the nurse's responsibility for a patient receiving lithium. So before you even administer lithium, the first important thing is to perform a pre-lithium workup. And this includes a complete physical history. You may also do an ECG, blood studies such as total count, differential count, fasting blood sugar, blood urea nitrogen, creatinine, and electrolytes. Urine examination should also be done, mainly routine and microscopic. Renal function tests should also be carried out, as renal side effects are very common with lithium, and a drug can be dangerous in an individual with compromised kidney. Thyroid function tests should also be assessed, as the drug is known to depress thyroid gland. Now, in order to achieve a therapeutic effect and to prevent lithium toxicity, the following precautions should be taken. First of all, lithium must be taken on a regular basis, preferably at the same time daily. For an example, if the client taking lithium twice a day and forgets a dose, should be waiting until the next scheduled time to take the lithium. And the patient should not be taking twice the amount at one time, because lithium toxicity can occur. Mild side effects of lithium are generally seen during the initial lithium therapy, such as fine hand tremors, increased thirst, urination, nausea, anorexia. However, these symptoms are transient, that which means short term, and do not really represent the lithium toxicity. However, in case of serious side effects such as vomiting, extreme hand tremors, sedation, muscle weakness, vertigo, that is feeling of dizziness, this symptom should be immediately notified to the doctor and the drug should be discontinued. Patient must also be advised to drink enough or lots of water in order to compensate fluid loss. This is because polyuria is a common side effect with lithium and which can lead to dehydration, placing the patient at risk for lithium intoxication. There are also various situations where dosage should be adjusted, which includes a new medication regimen, which is added in patient's drug regimen, or a new diet, fever, excessive sweating, etc. So, in connection to this, a patient who is involving with heavy outdoor or labor work, who is prone of excessive sweating and loss of sodium, should also be advised to consume large quantities of water with salt in order to prevent lithium toxicity due to decreased sodium level. Remember that when there is excess sweating, there is loss of sodium, and when there is loss of sodium, the person is at risk of developing lithium toxicity if the patient is on lithium therapy. Other situations include like vomiting or gastroenteritis. These problems also should be notified to the doctor. These are the conditions that have a high potential for causing lithium toxicity by lowering serum sodium levels. Patients should also be taught the need for frequent serum lithium level evaluation. The blood for determination of lithium level, usually it's drawn in the morning, approximately 12 to 14 hours after the last dose was taken. This is because if the blood is withdrawn before this time, there's a chances that the drug has not been completely metabolized. The patient should also be told about the importance of regular follow-up, and in every 6 months, blood samples should also be taken for estimation of electrolytes, urea, creatinine, and a full blood count and thyroid function test. Now let us see responsibilities of a nurse in case of lithium toxicity. So these are the management that should be done immediately following lithium toxicity. First and foremost is to continue the drug immediately. In case the patient have ingested the medication immediately or short term, you may induce emesis to remove the gastric content, otherwise perform gastric lavage or use activated charcoal. Simultaneously, you must also perform blood evaluation, which includes serum lithium level, serum electrolytes, renal functions, ECG, as soon as possible. This is mainly to identify any abnormal variations and to plan for treatment. You may also encourage the patient to take lots of oral fluids if the patient is able to. If not, you must maintain the fluid and electrolyte balance by giving intravenously. And in case of serious manifestation of lithium toxicity or nephrotoxicity, hemodialysis should be initiated. Now let us see the responsibilities of a nurse, the patient receiving carbamazepine. It is important to instruct the patient to avoid activities that involves mental alertness, such as driving or machinery activities, because this drug can cause dizziness and drowsiness. Patient should also be advised not to consume alcohol while he is on the drug. Should also emphasize the patient on the importance of regular follow-up visits and periodic examination of blood counts and monitoring of cardiac, renal, hepatic, and bone marrow functions, because common side effects include like jaundice, hepatitis, leukopenia, thrombocytopenia, bone marrow depression. Now let us see nurse's responsibility with sodium valproate. Patient should be explained to take the drug immediately after food in order to reduce gastrointestinal irritation. Also advise the patient to come for regular follow-up and periodic examination of blood count, hepatic function, and thyroid function. The normal therapeutic serum level of valproic acid is 50 to 100 micrograms per ml. So in this video, we have seen the nurse's responsibility of patient receiving mood stabilizers, mainly lithium, how to prevent the side effects, and how to manage lithium toxicity, and also responsibilities when patient is receiving carbamazepine and sodium valproate. Thank you.